To round up things today, I'm going to do something that is in a way slightly contradictory. I want to share with you this text. This that is one of those experiments I've been doing, trying to get more clarity about my musical purpose and my way of going about things. And if you remember my previous song, "User You're Being Used," there's this verse that goes, "They fondle your heart and head," and that's exactly how I feel about sharing this here. This text is too pure and too good and too poetic for YouTube, but when I have a website in conditions, I'll upload it there, I guess. And by the moment, prefer to give it here than to have it lost in a notebook gathering dust. And also, it's a good way of closing the circle of these days, I think. So here it comes. I apologize in advance for my reading skills. I've always been interested in rock music, a genre that was born as a protest and lament, but also for empowerment and celebration. Great Grandpa Blues and its abundant descendants. As for me, the base camp is usually melodic hardcore punk, but with plenty of excursions. All the styles I enjoy as a listener end up finding some accommodation in my music, as I've always felt them as part of the same experience and worldview. It's all about pentatonics, baby. The advantage of this approach is that it provides you with an unlimited supply of material as you walk through life. The voices and faces may change, but something you can always count on is an unlimited supply of human stupidity. There will always be a this for your dish ducks. The challenge, of course, is to call out all that bullshit in a way that doesn't end up being a preaching to the choir, but something that energizes, empowers, and opens like an extra space in people's minds. I aspire to keep company to all those who, like myself, feel often trampled and left behind by the 24/7 carnival of horror we are living in. I want to empower, bring hope, and also that kind of warmth that only comes from shared laughter. My position is also hopelessly abyssal, assuming the fact by now that the bad guys have already won. By 2050, the waters will have risen. No way around that now. There will be a lot of refugees who will have lost everything, and things will get in serious Mad Max mode. By then, fortunately, I'll be out of the picture or close, and I want to at least leave a corpse that's pointing in the right direction. And maybe pass some notion that those poor fellows after me can find useful, or at least serve as that example who sometimes gives people ideas. Actually, there was this one guy who did give a fuck. From this position, and given that one of the many things that are broken in this broken world is music distribution, all I can aspire to realistically is to get some marginal attention to my tunes, whose message is worthwhile, helps me live, and might help others. I won't publish on most of streaming services because I don't want my music to be in any way supportive of injustice and human suffering, like the armament industry, slavery, or destruction of the environment, done by companies that, adding insult to injury, are financed with the money that they refuse to pay musicians for their work. So I'm walking a very fine line here. Rock is my natural language, and I use it to express my truth, the leg of the elephant that fell on my way. I'm a rock musician, never cared about rock star, nor understood that formula that equates massive to good quality. In my experience, generally, it's the opposite. The higher you get, the more mediocre and vanilla things become. Maybe my role is more that of those substances that bodies need only in microdoses, but without which the organism collapses. I will always be a contrarian, always putting on the collective bloodstream the thing that I find there's not enough of. These are my coordinates and guidelines to keep some basic sanity, but you don't need them to enjoy my music. I'm not going to hit you every day on the head with them. So let's just say that if my substance connects with you, if it brings you hope or energy or surprise, great, that's what it's for. Let's share a bit of the road together and a laugh or two at the same monsters.